All right. Good morning, everybody. And if you're watching this live, and if you're catching it later, might not be morning for you, but good morning, everybody. So we're going to start off the show like we usually do. I'm going to do a little news and a couple other things, and then we're going to go straight into our lead topic. Let's see. The news is Governor Cuomo, Governor Andrew Cuomo of New York. It's not a good thing for him, man. They say he was cupping the breasts and grabbing the buttocks of subordinates just as late as 2020. After a national reckoning on sexual misconduct that toppled powerful men, including Harvey Weinstein, Al Franken, and Les Moonves, after he aligned himself with the Me Too movement and publicly advocated for legislation that has made it easier for women in his state to seek redress for sexual harassment and rape. The fact that men of certain age had supposedly learned something about proprietary and power dynamics didn't stop Cuomo from allegedly kissing his executive assistant on the lips. Oh boy. It's going to be our topic for today, brother. Like, are men at risk in the work environment? Are men at risk? We're going to get there. It's clear that Me Too raised awareness about the pervasiveness of sexual misconduct and helped victims better understand their rights and options for holding harassers and abusers accountable. Less clear is the intent to which the movement has curbed bad behavior. Well, hopefully we'll curb some bad behavior today, brother, when we talk about it. I don't want to get into the whole article. Basically, 11 women have come forward. Maybe more women come forward to accuse Governor Cuomo. And so at first he was saying, I'm not going to crack. I'm not going to fall. I'm just going to, ride it out. But now he's saying he's resigning. He's resigning in a couple of days. And so what do you think about that, brother?
If he's going to just resign, is he guilty? I don't know. I don't know if he falls
You don't know.
to public pressure or guilty. I have no idea. Because today, you know, in the public's opinion, you could be guilty and you're innocent. So it doesn't matter if you did it or not. People think you
True.
did it. So if they think you did it, you did it. I mean, but I'm one who, if I didn't do it, I'll tell you I didn't do it. And I really don't care if the whole world says I did it. If I didn't do it, I'll die on that. I didn't do it. And that's it. But I don't know if he did it or not. I mean, sounds like he did it. Because if he didn't do it, they would lack proof, I think.
Okay, so we're gonna talk about this particular topic today. Not in particular his particular situation, but men in the workplace and how to avoid this situation, the best way to avoid it. And not only that, but protecting women as well. But anyway, we will get back to that. Let's see. Okay, so we're moving kind of fast here today. Let's go into the Black History Minute. Because we'll talk about Cuomo's situation when we talk about the lead topic. Black History Minute. Brother, do you know who Frederick Jones is?
No idea.
Okay. Do you eat food from the grocery store at all?
Don't we all?
Okay. Well, then we should know who Frederick Jones is. Frederick Jones was a black inventor, and he invented the refrigerated truck, brother. But I'm gonna get into his bio real quick. Jones was born Cincinnati, Ohio, on May 17th, Taurus, 1893. to an Irish father and an African American mother. His mother deserted him when he was a child. Ouch. His father struggled to raise him on his own after he was virtually orphaned at the age of 7. Damn. He was raised by a priest at a Catholic rectory in Cincinnati. Jones left school after the 6th grade and left the rectory to return to Cincinnati at age 11, where he got a job first as a cleaning boy, and by age 14, he was working as an automobile mechanic. Jones was largely self taught. He boosted his natural mechanical ability in an inventive mind with independent reading and study and the willingness to seek new pastures in his search for advancement. In 1912, Jones moved to Hallock, Minnesota, where he worked as a mechanic on a 50,000-acre farm. He lived there for over 20 years, where he would later say in a newspaper article that Hallock was a place where a man was judged more on his character and ability than on his color of his skin. Jones took part in World War I in an all-black unit until his mechanical skills were spotted and he was promoted to sergeant, working as an electrician, even teaching other soldiers his knowledge. After service with the U.S. Army in World War I, Jones returned to Hallock. While employed as a mechanic, Jones taught himself electronics and built a transmitter for the town's radio station. Wow. He also invented a device to combine sound with motion pictures. This attracted the attention of Joseph A. Numero of Minneapolis, Minnesota, who hired Jones in 1930 to improve the sound equipment made by his firm, Cinema Supplies Incorporated. Jones was a keen racing driver and got fired from a job because he was driving in company time. Sound like somebody we know, brother. Uh, Around 1938, Jones designated a portable air cooling unit for trucks carrying perishable food and received a patent for it on July 12, 1949. Numero sold his movie sound equipment business to RCA and formed a new company in partnership with Jones, the U.S. Thermo Control Company, later the Thermo King Corporation. Oh, wow. Which became a $3 million business by 1949. Damn. Portable cooling units designed by Jones were especially important during World War II, preserving blood, medicine, and food for use at Army hospitals and on open battlefields. Other inventions. He also developed a portable x-ray machine, a movie ticket dispenser, early radio service for local doctors, a snow machine that attached skis to a propeller-powered snowmobile, and soundtrack synchronizer, later selling the patent to RCA. That's your boy Frederick Jones, man, that you didn't know nothing about. I bet you when you was in school, this was one of the guys they taught you about, huh? I don't think so. I don't think so. But that's your Black History Minute,
Yeah.
and don't take our word for it. Dig that. Okay, now we're gonna move on because we got a lot to get to here. We're gonna get to your money, your STEM job of the week. STEM job of the week, data scientist. Median salary is $94,280. The number of jobs as of the date of this taping, 10,300. A data scientist uses technology to glean insights from large amounts of data they collect. It is a field that requires statistics, quantitative reasoning, and computer programming skills. On top of that, you need to be a good communicator so you can report your findings and explain how they address a larger question you're trying to answer. So, while data science is still a new career field, employers are increasingly recognizing the value of professionals with this expertise. Today, you'll find data scientists working in a range of organizations, including tech startups, government agencies, large companies, and research institutions. So dig that. That is your job of the week. And we try to put a good job of the week out there with these STEM jobs for these young men so they can go out there and It's hard to have a family without a good source of income, and you have a good STEM job, you can always take that knowledge and go somewhere, just like we was reading about Frederick Jones. Anyway, any comments, Brother Jarvis, so far?
Oh no, sir. No, sir.
All right, brother. Well, let's get
No,
into
sir.
it. We did it. We did it quick this time. We got through it quick. We usually take about an hour to get through all that stuff, but now we're going to get to our lead topic. What is our lead topic? Oh no, this ain't our lead topic. Well, this is my old lead topic. Okay, let me get to my other lead. Oh, here we go. Here's my lead topic. Are men in danger in the workplace working with women? What do you say, Brother Jarvis?
Yeah, well, the answer is simply they shouldn't be. I mean, why would they be in danger?
They what?
I said they shouldn't be. Why would they be in danger?
They shouldn't be because of what? You broke up a little bit.
Why would they be in danger? They shouldn't be in danger.
Well, I mean, let me put it another way. Is there a high risk? Is there a risk of a man getting into in your opinion, now this is your opinion, because I got a different opinion, but in your opinion, do you think there's a risk of a man getting into a sexual situation that's not good in the workplace? Is that risk higher for a man or a woman?
Well, the risk all goes to the man. There is no there is no punishment. It's not really a violation when it's the woman. You know, all the blame always goes towards the man, and all the punishment always goes towards the man. Yeah, if there's a sexual relationship, when it goes bad, you know, as long as
Okay.
she don't say anything, most time most men they're not gonna say anything. As long as she don't say anything,
Okay, but realistically, if somebody's going to get let go, who's usually the one that's going to get let go?
but they're gonna blame the man always, pretty much.
Right, right.
You know,
With that being said, with
it's
that
always
being
on.
said, okay, with that being said, now we both have come through. Well, let me get the shout outs. Let me shout out some of the people that's already joined the stream. Um, let's see here. Um, Blind guy and his wife, yeah, I made the live stream. Hey, we're happy to have you. Thanks for stopping by and keep listening. I'm gonna put the link out in maybe about a half an hour. Me and Brother Jarvis gonna chop it up real quick, and then I'll put the link out. JP, good morning. Good to see you. You're welcome. And my girl Liz, if you out there, hey, you're welcome to join in. I ain't mad at you. I still love you. Come on through. We had a disagreement this week, but hey, that's all right. Come on through. I still love you. Anyway, uh, let me see here. Blind guy says, yep, it's always the men that take the hit, right? Okay. So getting back to what we was talking about, brother. Getting back to what we was talking about. Um, in a situation. So we both come from old school. We in our 50s, man. We old school. We done seen dudes do all kind of different stuff on the job, man. Stuff that in today's world, they call the police for you. You go right to jail, right? So we've seen all kind of stuff like that. My point is,
Yeah.
can you? Okay, so how do we move the football from getting men to understand that it's a different ball game today? You cannot do that kind of stuff today. You understand? Like how do we get brothers like yourself and myself who are like, 20, 30 years in on the job? Oh, they ain't gonna do nothing to me. I got a union. This and that. How do we change that mentality to make the women safer and make the men safer from losing their jobs over something stupid, like a lot of stuff just do Cuomo did.
Um, you know, how old is this man? You know, like you said, if we're old school,
Cuomo's got
I'm
to be
assuming he's
probably
at
in
least,
his mid 60s,
yeah. So he's old school himself.
right?
So to him, to him, he didn't do anything that he hasn't done in the past.
Right,
You know, so to him, not like a big deal because old school. You know, the young woman today is not like the older woman of yesterday. You know, if you talk, sexual to a woman, back in the day, even if she didn't like it, she wasn't so offended to where she run to HR and try to get you fired. It wasn't like that. You know, she may
but it's a
curse you
whole
out
day,
or she may let you
right?
know that she wasn't comfortable with it. And normally that solves it. Because if you curse me out, you don't have to work with me again in life.
Yeah,
I'm done. I'll never talk to you again. If you're that
yeah.
offended because I said something sexual to you, then you have a real problem with either the way I am, who I am, the way I look. There's something you have a real problem with because it wasn't that offensive to where you're that offended to where you felt like you had to run to HR. If you're that offended, then I'll leave you alone forever. Always. But yeah, my man, if he in his 60s, he's old school. Like I said, the woman of today or the older woman, if you ask me, knows how or knew how to handle a man. Because a man is going to be just that, a man. You know, and it seems today the young women today, are so hypersensitive. It's not that offensive that a man comes on to you. I mean, that's what a man does.
Whoa,
He
whoa,
is the
whoa, whoa,
pursuer.
whoa, 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 whoa,
You don't know
whoa,
how to handle
whoa,
that?
whoa, 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 whoa. You talking like a man, brother? You talking like a man? There's some women,
Exactly.
man, that's they lesbian or they got an alternative lifestyle or something, and a man coming on to them, that's like a no go, brother. It's actually offensive. See, we thinking back in the day, man, everybody has tough skin. They just brushed it off. Whatever you was doing, you brushed it off. Nowadays, man, no, everybody has thick skin. And I'm saying we got to get the brothers, we got to get the brotherhood to understand when they go into these corporate jobs. I know that people are nice to you and talking to you. See, this is what happens, man. I'm gonna give you the physiological situation that happens. You as a man, you working with a woman, and if she is anywhere in your range of attractiveness, what's going to happen is that if you have continuously worked with somebody like that, you're going to build a relationship with you, and eventually the pheromones are going to grow, and an attraction is going to develop there. It's not you, it's not that person. They can't help it. You can't help it. If you have any like
Right.
you know good feelings about this person, you're going to develop those feelings are
Right.
going to develop, right? And it may develop into
Right.
something
Right.
where it's outside of the work environment, what's supposed to be in the work environment. This is what happens to men.
Right.
Sometimes women go through it,
Right.
but when a woman does it to a man and she approaches a man, usually men will do like you say, hey, I'm married, this, and they just blow it away. That's what usually
Right.
men do. However, women in today's world have so many options of how they can blow you away. Do you really want to send these young guys in there and not tell them? Well, I did this work. I was an instructor, so I did this work where we had to teach them all the different class, mutual respect, and all this other stuff. And and you know, harassment was the other thing we had to teach them about. And one of the things I remember from the videos, no means no. When they tell you no,
Yeah.
that's it, right? Now, cats from our generation, man, no is just not right now, right? No meant not right now.
Right.
I'm in a
Right.
situation right now,
Right.
and it ain't a good time. Check me later, right? In today's
Right.
world, no
Right.
means no across the board. So how do we get these
Right.
men to practice that?
Well, like you said before, when you're in a work environment, male and female, and you're working together, after a while, like you said, nature takes its course. Like you said, it's not her, it's not him. Nature just naturally takes its course to
Yeah.
where you build a relationship and the conversation gets comfortable, you know. And being a man, see, one thing about a man and a man relating to a woman, be it work environment, be it play, be it whatever, he always wants to, where's the line? How far is she gonna let me go? Be he married or not, be he single or not. He wants to see, or he wants to know, let's see how far is she gonna let me go with this. You know. So normally you throw out something real small. And it depends on how comfortable he get or she get. But that's where that attraction. And he may start off by saying, "Man, you smell good today." You know, that's a little thing. And then the next couple of days or a week or something go by, and
Yeah, but
well, you
what?
starting to
I
look
didn't
good.
smell good yesterday.
You
See what I'm saying?
yeah. I
You never know how it's
mean,
gonna get taken.
yeah, right. But if you really think about that, is that really offensive for a man to share with a woman she smells good?
In
Is it really
today's
that offensive?
marketplace, it is, brother. In today's market, what you doing smelling me? I know I got cologne on that you can smell 3 officers down, but what you doing smelling me?
That even
Really?
sounds silly. You got on
This
cologne
dude Cuomo,
perfume,
this dude
and
Cuomo,
I got the rules.
this dude Cuomo got in trouble for making a joke about marriage. Not even sexual, just about marriage to a lady he was working with. Just joking about marriage.
I mean,
I mean, he did a lot of stuff that I don't see why they trying to kill it. They trying to kill his whole political career now, right? But my point is, see how today in today's world, man, anything can be taken offensive. Anything. All he did was make a joke about her being married. About you gonna get married. Oh well, watch out for this. Ha 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 ha. Got charge on him
I mean,
for that.
is that really a violation? Is that really offensive? I mean, think about it. Is that really that offensive?
I
That he,
mean,
the man, what he supposed to do? Nobody can say anything now.
that's where we going, brother. I'm trying to tell you, it's not where we going. That's where we're at. If you don't recognize that, see, they dressing it up and make it look like you can say whatever you want to say. And then when you say whatever you want to say, you come into work the next, you say whatever you want to say on that Friday. You come into work on Monday. There's a note on your desk. You need to go to the HR. Oh, I must have forgot to fill out my tax information. No, that's not why you're here. Sit down. We got to report that you're being offensive out there, and so we're gonna have to let you go, sir. What? We can't have you stay here. For what? For what? Now I can understand you out there being aggressively touching people, but we're not talking about that. That's not in my reports of what Cuomo did, except for what I read this morning about him cupping breasts and stuff like that. I never heard anything about that until I read this article this morning. And I've been following this situation with Cuomo for about a month. And I never heard anything, nothing like that. Okay. But now they're going into, now they're trying to make it, they know they got a weak case. Now they're trying to pump it up even more. But yeah, man,
Yeah,
anything can be
that's the
taken any kind of way.
yeah, but that's the thing. You have a weak case, and you know it. So now you have to build one. And if you have to build a case, then do you really have anything, or is it really that serious? Like I said, today everything is taken. They analyze everything people say and do today. Too much. You know, I understand now. I used to hate when Michael Jordan, they used to interview him. If you study Michael Jordan, he gave you the same cliches, game in and game out. They stick a microphone in his mouth. They want Michael to say something, and Michael just give you the same cliches. Yeah, we got to work harder. We got to practice harder. The same damn thing. It's like, damn, Mike don't say nothing. But now I understand why he don't say nothing. Him giving you the same cliche, you can't do nothing. He never said anything offensive. He never blocked out any other market. You know, he was always bland. And I understand now. You can't tell the truth because you can't tell the truth nowadays. You go, they put a microphone in your mouth and it's like, man, oh, I messed up, or the team messed up, or this is how I feel about it. You can't say that today because if you tell the truth, you're liable to get fired.
Or yeah, or you
So
messing up
no,
the bag,
man,
right? You
yeah,
messing up. You tell the truth. You messing up the bag. It's sad, man. Truth and the bag
right,
don't go together, man. Not in this world, man. But anyway, man. Hey, brother Jarvis, let me read one of these questions. We got a question here. Snuggle 668.
yeah.
We're happy to have you with us. So yeah, you give us a question. Could you all explain to me what Mr. Cuomo did that is really wrong for him to have to leave his post? I want you all to be honest. Okay, what happened? What Cuomo did was he. Okay, let me explain the whole situation. Okay, Governor Cuomo in New York, they've been trying to get rid of this guy because they want to put a Republican guy in there. So they've been trying to get rid of this guy. So they've been trying to behind the scenes, they've been trying to get rid of the guy. Okay, that's what it really boils down to. They've been trying to get the guy out of there. Okay, so now what they want to do is so this opportunity for them to get this Me Too snowball rolling on him, avalanche on him, came up. Then they start putting that situation together where they go to people and they say, "Hey, look, if you tell us your story, we'll give you 50 grand." With you think they got more? These political action committees, they got more money than God just sitting there. They can make stuff happen. They can pay the newspaper. They can pay the person that's telling their story to the newspaper. They can pay everybody. So what happened was he had 11 women come forward and say he either touched them wrong or he kissed them or he did some type of sexual type of thing. Not nothing like aggressively sexual where he was like touching their genitals or nothing like that. But he like some of them said he hugged them. That's a charge. He hugged them. He kissed them. And one lady he kissed at a wedding, and she's out here saying she can't go to work or whatever. And then the other lady, like I said, he been this lady was on his staff. He told a joke about being married because she was getting married. He thought he was joking with one of the boys. He told her a joke, and she felt sexually harassed or whatever. So that's just brought up stuff like that, man. Stuff like he never really did any egregious things so far. Today is what I read. Today is the first time I'm reading something where they saying he actually touched somebody inappropriately, like cupped the breast and all that. Today was the first time I ever read something like that. All the time I've been following this, nothing like that has ever been said about him. They just said he made people uncomfortable. Okay. But that's not something why you take somebody out. That's somebody you go like you take them and you put them in sensitivity courses, right? You put them in sensitivity class. If somebody at your job did something, I mean, and it wasn't like overly overt, they just didn't get the message. You put them in the sensitivity classes and then you tell them, hey, man, you approach this person anymore, we're going to have to take action from this, right? Not today. Today is they fry you. And they've been waiting to fry this guy. So that's what's going on. He's got these accusers. That's really, I would say, 9 out of 10 of them, he hasn't done. He touched them, or one of them he touched on the back. I mean, one of them he touched on the stomach. I mean, but they all claiming that he's just this horrible guy, and they're killing his political career. And I'm not even a Democrat. I don't Democrat or Republican. I'm not have a dog in the race, but to see the guy, his whole political career getting killed just because him touching somebody and nobody stepping to him saying, hey, man, you out of line here. I don't know what you think about that, Brother Jarvis.
I mean, again, him. touching somebody, is that offensive? Yeah. Is that across the line? Yeah. Is it correctable? Yeah. I mean, curse him out and then be done with it.
I don't know
You know,
about
I'm pretty
cursing them
sure if you
out.
curse him out, huh?
I don't know about cursing them out, brother. You know, some
Well,
brothers,
you can
man,
talk nice.
they're not raised right, man, and they can't handle a woman shutting something down like that. You know what I mean? I say just walk away, leave them alone, and let them know, hey, look, if this continue, I'm gonna have to take it to somebody else. I asked you nicely not to do that. If it continue, you know, man, cussing the dude out, man, that's another problem that we got in today's world, man. Men ain't men no more. A guy can't take a good ass whipping no more, man. You know what I mean? You can't, you know, all of these guys out here, they can't take a L, man. You know what I mean? So they rather
Yeah.
pull a gun on somebody or something because they got to take an L from somebody. Anyway, let me read this real quick. Let me read some of our comments. Blind guy, his wife, their life. The hypersensitivity is real. I've had men approach, hit on me, homeless to blue collar professional men. I just smile at them and have seen other women trip out. Yeah, see, and I'm not with the tripping out. I'm not with the tripping out. I think Brother Jarvis is talking because, you know, he has typically worked with mostly people of the same culture, and you know maybe that you might could get away with that. But in my opinion, I don't think no women should trip out. I think they should just tell the person, look, if you, I mean we talking about in the workplace. We're not talking about out on the street nowhere. We talking about you work with these people. I think, in my opinion, you should tell them, hey, look, man, please, I don't like what you're doing. You're making me feel creepy. And if you continue, man, you're gonna force me to take it to another level. We can stop it right here. That's what he gonna want to hear. We can stop it right here. He'll never say another word to you, in my opinion. Anyway, let's move on down the line. Snuggles, I'm proud of you, blind guy and his wife. You handled it as most people should. Yeah, man. You know what I mean? I just when I say I don't want you to trip out because I don't know what the guy is gonna do. A lot of these guys are not being raised by men, so they don't know how to take an ass kicking. They don't know how to take a L, put it in their pocket, and say, that was a close one. Okay, I learned from that. Let me move on. Let me change my whole situation. A lot of these guys be like, what? B, and then they got a agenda against you, and then now you even in more danger than you was when they was trying to talk to you up front. Now they behind the scenes trying to. I don't. That's what I'm saying. These guys in today's market, man, you never know what you're getting. That's me. What you think, Brother Jarvis?
The reason why I say, go ahead and curse him out because if you curse me out again, you'll never have to worry about me ever again in life because that was disrespectful and I'll just walk away. Now, saying the men don't know how to take, a backside whooping is right because you have a lot of men out there who feel like I can out talk. And I talk to these young guys. Now, we mostly talk about young guys. If you talk to older men, if a woman normally, like you say, trip out or just act up. Normally an older man, he may not, but most of the time he's just gonna walk away. He's gonna leave her alone and she'll never have to worry about him. That's why I say cursing out because if you be nice, and I'm not saying not to be nice, but you could be nice to a man, and like you said, to him, he might take it as, oh, that mean not right now. But if you curse him out in a certain spirit, oh, he know, oh nah, she don't, she ain't like that. That's why I say that. It's like okay, don't you never have to worry about me again. I'll never talk to you again. You know, because I don't feel like I deserve to get treated like that. And you can be nice if it works. I'm not saying it don't work. Might work, but I don't
I,
know.
I, you know what? I think that may work. You know, like you work with all black people. I think that may work if you work with mostly black people and you know, something like that, and it's like a family atmosphere. But what if you not? What if you at a big company and
Yeah,
you say you cuss the dude out and he flip out, or better worse than that, he don't say nothing. He just sit there quiet, like man, in my opinion, man, it's better to smooth it out Well, me and Brother Jarvis got different opinions on that. You know what I'm saying? He's saying his opinion. That's why I have him here, because he ain't gonna just agree with me on everything. But anyway, so that's his opinion. My opinion is, you know, I wouldn't cuss nobody out. Maybe if you was in a family atmosphere working like Brother Jarvis, I think is describing, maybe you could do something like that because you got the support of other people. But when you in one of these big companies and you by yourself, I think the best thing to do is to let the person know, hey, what you're doing is uncomfortable, and I'm gonna have to take it further. That way, if you do have to go further, you could say, I already spoke to this person on this day, and I spoke to him myself, and now I'm coming to you because that didn't work. You know what I mean? And then you got a little ways of doing it, as opposed to, yeah, you better get away from me, and then dude just flip out. See, that's what we don't want. Anyway, let me read some of these comments, Brother Jarvis. Michael Jordan proved to you couldn't talk the truth back. Then also he saw the writing on the wall. We just did not realize what he saw. Well, you know what I mean? I mean, like, guys making that kind of money, you got to think about it. Michael Jordan probably employed like maybe 100, 200 people who was eating off of him. So, every move he made, he had to think about, okay, how are these people going to be able to feed their families? And I mean, it's a lot of pressure, a lot of pressure. Let's go here with the name Bentley. He touched his assistant's breast. Yeah, that's a no-no. And I was just reading something about that today, but I never heard that until today. And I agree. That's why I made the video that I made. Don't touch no women at work. Don't hug them. Don't do nothing at work. And you get in social, it's after 5 o'clock and you off the clock. You guys go across the street to the steakhouse. Yeah, you guys can party. You guys can party and be friends and all of that. But when that clock is on, the clock is on. The clock is on, and you represent that company. That clock is on. Cuomo went to a wedding. He went to a wedding, and he kissed somebody at a wedding, and that got him knocked out. He got a charge off of that. No forcible touching. That's a penal law charge. Yeah, man. I mean, I'm saying, it just depends on the woman. It depends on the woman. Maybe 6 out of 10 women would not think no big deal of it. Maybe they'll do like you said, Brother Jarvis. They'll just cuss you out or step you, push you to the side and say, man, please. You know what I mean? But what about this one? What about the 4 out of 10 that's going to just, get you in? They figure like, hey, this dude is making some serious cash. I could get a piece of it. Either the company going to pay me or he going to pay me. Somebody going to pay me. Right? What about those kind of women?
Yeah, come on.
You never know.
The unfortunate thing about those kind of women, you can't decipher them, the 4 from the 6. But they all look and act alike. So you just don't know. You kind of rolling the dice. Me, myself, as I've gotten older, when you're a young man, you don't wait for a green light. No matter if the light is red or yellow, you go through it.
Right.
As I've gotten older, I've realized and understood and taught myself, unless she gives me a green light, I'm not going to go past that light. And I look for a green light. So, and if you're going to look for that green light, you got to throw it there before you give her a whole meal. I mean, see if she like the appetizer first. She'll stop you. If she don't like you, a woman will let you know. If she don't like you, don't worry.
Not
Just
all
go
of them,
ahead
brother.
and approach her with the appetizer. If she don't like you, she wants a meal.
Well, I'm talking about on a date. I'm talking about strictly in the workplace. I'm talking about strictly you at work, and maybe you see somebody, she look good. I mean, this girl look good, right? Always smelling nice, looking good, everything looking fresh. And maybe your woman ain't putting in the effort like she used to put in before. This woman's looking good. You got to come and be tortured and sitting next to her and working with her every day. Eventually, all that cologne and all of that is going to you're going to get twisted in that situation, right? I mean, eventually, if you're a natural man, this woman is in your range. you're gonna develop an attraction. Now, my question is, what is a green light at the workplace? What is a green light? What would let you know if you working with a woman that it's okay to try to pursue something after work?
You know, I'm also
Snuggles, I'm gonna get to your question in a minute.
in staying at the workplace.
What?
Oh, um, I'm also talking about the workplace. I haven't got off subject. Like I said, if she's comfortable, because all women are not, you know, about you giving her a compliment. All of them not like that. Like you said, 6 out of 10 maybe aren't. I think it's 50-50. And the reason why I say 50-50 because you have just as many older people working there as you do young. Again, the older woman, in my experience, mostly is with the black woman. The older women don't necessarily have a problem and know how to handle a man, even a very aggressive man. They know how to handle him. It's the young women. And I don't know what happened with these young women. I don't know if they have been taught. Even if you don't like him, you can't take a man giving you a comment that offended. Is it that offensive to you? You know,
Brother,
when you say, okay,
I'm
getting
gonna
back to
give
your
you an
question,
ugly
what is a
stat.
green light?
Okay, hold on. Let me I'm gonna let you answer that. But I'm gonna give you an ugly stat. Statistically, 75% of black women will have had some type of sexual aggression happen to them, assault, harassment, something like that. 75%. So just because she got a nice dress on and she got her hair cute and everything's
Exactly.
looking nice and everything, doesn't mean that she's all the way put together. It doesn't mean that, brother. It means that because she may have some type of trauma. A lot of these women have been raped, uh, assaulted, molested. You know what I mean? They're not gonna tell you that up front, man. They ain't gonna tell you that up front. What they're gonna do is they're gonna act like, oh man, everything is all good because they don't want you. They don't want to project that onto you. But eventually, it's gonna come out in the wash if they haven't dealt with it with counseling or whatever. Now, back to what you were saying, brother.
Well, when you say, have women ever been approached or, if I understand you correctly, been harassed at the workplace as far as, I don't want to use the word harass, it got in the past or came on to, I'm going to say 100%. And I don't care what the woman looked like. 100% of women on the job, off the job, a woman gets hit on, a woman get hit on every single day, married or not, single. I think every woman on this planet, she's going to get hit on because naturally men are the aggressors. Naturally. So as a woman, you're going to be hit on. So again, when you say, what is a green light? And I was trying to let you know that all women are, because you give them a compliment. Like I said, I said 50-50 because I think there's just as many older women working at the job as young women. To me, it's the younger women bigger problems. It's not the older women. To me, kind of know how to handle a man, and I think they either realize the nature of a man. A man is going to be a man. That's not to put their hands on you. I'm not
But
saying that,
the problem
but
is,
a man is going to be a man, and nature does and will take it. It does.
brother, most people ain't hitting on the older women.
So are you
Most people
asking
are
for
hitting on the
something
younger women.
unnatural to happen?
What?
Right. That's what comes in at. Because to me, they don't necessarily know how to handle even young men. They don't know how to handle young men. If you
Right.
ask me, it's not all the old men hitting on young women. It's not like that. It's just man and woman. So for some reason, like I said, in the younger generation, lost something. It's like, are you really that offended because a man? Is it that offensive? What do you expect a man to do? Again, nature will take its course. It's not that big of a deal. And I know women out there are going to say, "Well, you're not a woman."
Yeah,
Thank God, but
yeah.
is it really that big of a deal? And like I
Like I
said,
said,
now that
man.
green light, well, what is a green light? It could be anything.
Yeah. What does that mean?
Oh, no, I'm just gonna say, what is a green light?
Yeah.
Well, a green light could be anything. It could be, like I said, all offended because you hit on it. So if you're at work and it seems like every little stupid joke you say, she's laughing at, you know, and that joke ain't even all that funny, or you could be funny. To a man, it's like, everything I do, it's like it's like I'm hot. I can't miss a shot. So that's like a green light. So hey, you smell good today. And you can say it in passing. Trip out on
I
you
missed it. I missed
or
it,
go
brother.
ballistic or
What
crazy
did you
on
say?
you and
There
say,
was a green
okay,
light. What did you say? There was a green light? Because I
you know
missed
how
it.
sometimes you at work and every little thing, how sometimes you at work and every little thing you say or do is funny.
Yeah.
All your jokes are funny.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you can't miss, you can't
Okay.
miss a shot. Or a
Okay.
green light could be, she laugh at your joke, lightly puts her hand on your chest, you know, green light say, oh, okay, so she's comfortable around me. So like I said, all women are not that uncomfortable. All women are not that offended. You know, man, you kind of like, hey, naturally, you're gonna see how far I can go. Like you
Yeah,
said,
but
should you? Maybe you shouldn't, because she could do a 180. You never know.
yeah, the
But that's
risk
with
is
any
so
woman at
high.
any time, even off.
The risk is so high, brother. The risk is so, like you were saying. I remember when they used to try to get Michael Jordan to speak about black issues, and Michael Jordan would tap dance away from it because he was just like, it's a high risk to me, to my income, to say something one way or the other. So let me just leave it alone. That way, I'm not risking the bag, even talking about the issue, whether I agree or not, disagree or whatever. It's not relevant. I got too many people working for me that depend on this income. Let me just be quiet and not say nothing, right? Like I said, I agree with you that yeah, sometimes a woman can give you green light, man. Uh, they can give you, you know, some things to make you think that they're with the program. The problem is what happened is all of that's just a pump fake to put you in the popcorn machine. Once you're in the popcorn machine, they come to the company and say, I need $1 million because I can't sleep now. I need counseling. I need $1 million. Let me say this. At a place I know, I'm not going to identify this place, but there's a place I know. There's a place I know where there was a person working at the front desk, a guy working at the front desk, and a black dude like you and me, brother, and there was a Latino sister that used to come in through that way to work every morning, and he said good morning to everybody, but to her, he had some type of little, oh you smell nice, oh you this, oh you that, when can we go out? He always had some kind of question. In his mind, he thought, I'm wearing her down. She ain't laughing now, but I'm gonna get her. I'm gonna get her. I'm gonna keep wearing her down. Well, she ended up going to the HR, and the company ended up giving her $1 million, bro. $1 million because he was coming on so strong to her. And but nobody told this dude, hey man, you stepping out of your lane here. This girl, she's scared to come to work. She dreading walking past you. Now you and me, we the same type of cat in this regard. All you gotta do is tell me once I'm stepping on your toes. That's it. You never hear from me again, right? But some of these dudes, man,
Right,
and that's what I'm saying.
right. I'll
How
never
do
talk
we
to
get
you again.
across to them that hey, that old school, I'm a that Pepe Le Pew, You just gonna wear them down thing. You can't do that at the workplace no more. How do we get that across?
To the young man is I'm not going to say it's impossible because again, men and co-ed or men and women do work together. Again, always take its course. You're not going to prevent it. Always, you're not gonna. You can't evade it. Nature will always take its course. There's going to be somewhere, sometimes, someplace where that man gets comfortable because of the conversation he got going with that woman, and he's going to say something. He's going to. He can't help himself. He's going to say something. You look good today. He's going to say it, and it could be innocent. He would have just
That's the
given her a
thing.
compliment. I mean, what do you
That's the thing.
want him to do?
Okay, good. I'm glad we got there. I'm glad we got there, brother. Now this is a big question. This is a big question I want to ask you because I got my own opinion. I'm asking you your opinion. Is it okay to compliment women at work anymore? Is that a wise decision in this state, day and age? Not talking about somebody you've been to their house, they've been to your
Okay,
house,
let's go
you
here.
have a type of relationship like that. I'm talking about somebody you don't know and you just throw a compliment out there.
Okay, let's go here. I don't know what company that was to where a man sees a sister walking by every day, go out, and they give her $1 million. I don't know what fold like that. I don't want so because if you ask, he had no proof of anything. Him asking her out was not harassment. Anytime you
According
file
to you.
harassment, you better have some kind of evidence. You know,
Yeah, but that's the point. They don't have to.
you think
The
it's that
evidence,
easy
all they
for a
have to
woman?
do.
Every
Wait a
woman
minute,
will
brother
do it.
Jarvis. Brother Jarvis. Wait a minute. The point is that they don't have to have no. They don't have to have nothing. The law, this Me Too thing has made it so anything is evidence. You saying anything to this girl is evidence. That's the point. Anything you can, it's like you in court. Anything you say and do can be held against you. Even just saying you smell good today. That's you. That's the environment we're in. Okay, I just want to make that clear.
Every woman will be rich. If it was that easy to go to work and say, you know what, he said I smell good today. I want $1 million. Every woman would do it. Every woman would do it. It's not that kind of easy. It's not that simple. It's way more to it than that. But at
Yeah,
the
you
same
just getting the
time,
right
I'm
lawyer.
not saying
You
it's
get the
not
right
real
lawyer.
to where
You get the right lawyer. They will break these big companies. The company I'm talking about that lady did that. It was a big company. You get the right lawyer, brother. They'll break you. They break these people. So that's what I'm saying. You gotta you. It's the environment is
so who is
so.
this? So who is this lawyer? I mean, he should do it.
Huh?
I said, who is this
We say,
lawyer?
bro.
Because he should do it for all the women. If it's that easy.
They do.
I mean,
Why
I'm
you
not
think
saying
they?
it didn't
Why do you
happen,
think
but at
it's?
the same
Why do you
time,
think
he
it's
said, I want
like
to take
this,
you out.
bro? Why you think it's like this? Because they getting paid. These lawyers out here, man, they getting paid. That's why they making it so easy. If they wasn't getting paid, they'd stop it. But they're not stopping it. They're keeping it going because they getting paid. Everybody's getting paid except for the men. The men lose a job and they just got to figure it out from there. But I don't think. Okay,
Oh,
well, let me tell
well.
you what I think. I don't think you should compliment a woman on the job. If you don't know this woman, you don't have a more than business relationship with this woman, you should not compliment her at work, man. You don't know this woman. You should not be going to like how when we were young, we could go up to somebody, hey girl, you look good in that dress, girl. And they'd be like, psh, right? And they don't now.
Yeah,
You go back to your desk and there's a note on there.
yeah.
Hey, you need to see you in HR. And then it's what are those people? Internal investigations of that. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we got to report that you are doing this. You're harassing this person,
Yeah.
right? And they got it on paper. That means somebody sat down with them, took the time to put it
Yeah.
on paper with them, right? So what are you gonna do then? What are you gonna do then? See,
Yeah.
that's my point, brother. It's the situation is so sensitive till at this point in time. Let's say you do compliment a woman at work, depending on how she take it, what's gonna happen to you? It depends on how she take it. You can say, "Oh, that's a beautiful dress you got on today." What if she say, "Oh, thank you, I appreciate that, thank you," or she could say, "Well, what you talking about? So I was ugly the other days? The dress I had on was ugly the other days I had on." I mean, you don't really know how they're gonna take it. That's why, to me, what's the risk and the reward? What's the reward? 9 times out of 10, you compliment a woman ain't going nowhere. It ain't gonna take you nowhere with that woman at work. It's not gonna take you anywhere. Typically, you complimenting just out of being a nice guy or whatever, or just showing some interest. But that's all. You ain't gonna get nothing in return for it. So why risk your job for complimenting a woman? Explain that to me, brother Jarvis.
There's nothing to explain. Nobody purposely or outright knowingly would compliment a woman, compliment knowingly that I'm putting my job on the line.
But you know
Sometimes it's
now, you
innocent.
know in this
Sometimes you
environment, you
really do
know.
look nice. I know,
Yeah, but in this environment, you do
but
know
it's
that.
not 100%.
You know
I
that.
mean, it's
We
very,
saw we
it's
see
no, it's
we see man after man after man after man after man after man after man fall down. We see them. We see them just go down, 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 down. Not even just for touching them, but just for what they said, what came out of their mouth, and the way it came out of their mouth. The environment is too well, in my opinion. I'm sorry. We do know that, but I'm saying let you go ahead and finish your thought, brother, because I don't want to interrupt. I don't mean let me to do that.
no, like I said, it's not that kind of easy. It's not one. It's not 100%. It's unfortunate. Well, it's unfortunate what happened to Bill Cosby. How
Man,
in the hell did they got these women that something happened 40, 50 years uh, in the past? How in the hell they got that to stick? I have no idea. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm not saying that sometimes, like I said, I don't know. They had to have more than just complimenting this woman as she lied. I go $1 million. They had to have something happened because it's not that kind of easy. Says you look nice and we're gonna break bread. It doesn't work like that. That's that. No, it doesn't work like that. You have to prove whatever you have to prove. It's not easy. Now with Como, he got more than one witness or more than victim. So it seems like he's been doing this. Even everything that you told me about him, I still don't say he should be taken off his post. Whatever he did, it wasn't that bad. Okay, if he touched
that's
you,
what I was thinking.
tell him not to touch you. And that's it.
That's what I was thinking. Some sensitivity classes. The guy,
I
has
mean,
to,
what did he put you in the?
huh? What you say, brother?
No, I'm just saying, is it really that bad to? Is it really that bad to take the man off his post? Is it really that bad? Okay, he
Well,
cuffed your breast. Okay,
I
well,
think,
either kick him or kick him back. If you kick him, I'm saying that's fair. Kick him
well,
in between his legs. That's fair. He grabbed your breast. You kick him in
brother
between his
Jarvis,
legs. I
no,
guarantee
no,
he'll do
no,
again.
no, 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 bro. You can't do that, brother. You can't do that because what happens is you're gonna stoke the fire in the
Well, you
man,
should do.
and a lot of these men are not. They can't take a L and put it in their pocket. A lot of these guys just cannot take a L, and you try to give them a L, man.
He's a
It's
6-year-old
not.
man.
It's not gonna be good. You know what I mean? It's not gonna be good. They're gonna start stalking you, and it's no. Just you just tell them, hey, look, this is gonna go further, or this is what real old school used to do. This is what old school girls used to do. You come to your you go to your workstation and it's a bunch of dudes up in there. And her brother or her cousin or something or a friend, a coworker, whatever, and they stand there and they say, "Hey, look, I know you probably got something going on with Lisa and everything. You think that's gonna work? It ain't gonna work. So I'm telling you now, just drop it, bro. I don't want to have to come back over here. We don't want to have to come back over here and straighten you out about it. So just drop it." See, that's old school. They tell somebody they trust, but who they trust now? Anybody can be, mistaken for. Oh, you try to do this to me. You try to. Everybody can be mistaken for having an ulterior motive. You know what I'm saying? But let's look at it this way. Let's look at it this way. Let's reverse
Okay.
this. Let's reverse the compass. Are women in danger? If a man steps to you, are you is a woman? Does that equate to danger to a woman?
No. Danger for what? You being hit on?
Yeah.
Just say no. What is she in danger? At the very worst, like homeboy got a feel, and it seems like that's going. So no, she's not in danger. In danger of what? It becomes dangerous when if a woman is approached and he has a position over you, and because you don't want to play, and because you don't want to play ball, or because you don't want to take his advances, he's going to fire you. That's when she's in danger. That's when it needs to go to HR.
But
That's when she
most of
needs
these
to
women
speak
feel
up.
that way.
That's when she needs to document everything that he's doing.
But
And
most of these
that's going to
women
be
feel
hard
that
to
way.
prove.
See, what I'm saying, brother, there is no way of getting around
Feel
this
what way?
reality of this situation. That the power is mostly in the women's hands to interpret the situation, to go and try to get restoration for it. The power is totally in the women's hands. The woman can interpret it however she want to interpret it, and if she's interpreted it as a aggressive move, she can go to HR. Now you sitting there in HR with innocently because of something you just said innocently. Like my I see in a job where like you work at where it's mostly people of the same culture, maybe you can get away with that because everybody knows everybody. But in the real world out here, you cannot do that. You cannot. You have to go into the thing expecting if I do something, there might be a repercussion for it, no matter how slight it is. That's why I tell these young guys, man, don't do nothing. Don't sit with them. Don't talk to them. Don't unless it's work related. You don't know this person. Yeah, I had people on my women on my job that I knew, and I had been to their home. They've been. I mean, we did things together outside of work, so I know their family, know their husbands, know their children. Okay, yeah, I could talk and maybe tell jokes to them, but I'm a if I was a 22-year-old cat coming in, I can't. You can't joke with nobody. You got to be very careful what you're doing, and that's the point of this. You got to be very careful. You can't go out here, thinking you can go off on the job. I mean, and even if you start your own business, a lot of guys kill their own business messing with the help, and you don't do that. Don't do that. Let the help, and you want to play, go play, but don't mix the help and play together. Don't do that. You're gonna mess your business up. You know what I mean? Back old school, you could get away with it. Okay, this is my
Yeah.
this is my executive my executive secretary. Okay, you could get away with that. Now, no, in my opinion, not unless put it like this. Not unless you got billions of dollars. You got billions of dollars, maybe people, but you got to have a high income, 9 figures at least, in my opinion, for a woman's gonna say, you know what, I'm not gonna come up like this if I leave this situation. You know what I'm saying? But when they got more chips waiting for them on the other side of it,
Right.
they're gonna probably pull the trigger. But I think, well, do you think that a woman, okay, you already said that a woman's not in danger. I think that a woman, I think they can
No.
interpret it as danger if they want to. And the burden is not on the woman anymore. See, the burden used to be on the woman to prove that she feels like she's in a dangerous situation. The burden used to be on the woman. Now the burden is on the man to prove that you not being a danger, right? Now look at the situation that Cuomo is in. Cuomo now,
Right.
let's say they put all these charges on him, right? Just defending yourself, just standing up and saying,
Right.
I'm innocent, that you look guilty already, because just you defending yourself, you look guilty. And you can't even you look guilty just standing up for
Right.
yourself. It's a no-win situation.
Right.
So what's the best way to
Right.
get around it? Leave these women alone, brother. Leave them alone at work. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, the most I would do if I was, let's say I was 22 years old, man, I was on a job and there was a woman that I liked at work. Well, I I couldn't. That's difficult because me personally, I wouldn't ask nobody out that I work with. Not with the understanding I got today. So if I was a 22-year old and I had the understanding I have today, I wouldn't even mess with nobody on my job. But let's say I did do something like that. I did mess with somebody who was so fine. I just decided, man, hey, this is worth it. How do I approach that person? How do I approach them? How do I approach them? I can't. You know what I'm saying? How am I in a situation where I try to get this person to go to dinner or whatever? How do I do that?
You're gonna have to, I guess, get her phone number, and because you're trying to avoid her on the job after hours, and let her know that you're interested. And try to get an understanding that no matter where this goes, it's just between. And that's gonna be impossible because you may not say nothing because normally men don't say anything, but she is. So it's like you said, it's better altogether. Even if you like her, just leave her alone altogether. If you're really trying to avoid any, you have to leave her alone altogether. Even if you're in, you have to leave her alone because you work with her. You know that, right? You don't shit where you eat, and I understand that now. You just don't do it.
Yeah.
And there's no way of getting around it. You don't take a dump where you eat at. In other words, where you make money at, leave them sisters alone. It's better that way. Now, I wanted to address and talk about where I work at, where it's mostly blacks and Mexicans, opposed to corporate America. Now, let's get this straight. There's more corruption in corporate America than there is on my job. Way more. So nobody can sell me that in corporate America they leaving each other alone. Oh hell no! You getting promotions
No, oh, no.
and you
I'm
getting
not saying
whatever positions in corporate America because who's sleeping with who? That's how that go.
no, no. I'm not suggesting that at all. What I'm
That's how they
suggesting
do it.
is
So
what I'm suggesting is uh the younger fellas watch their step more carefully. When we were coming up, women were much more understanding, and they had much more of a I won't say thick
yeah,
skin, but they kind of understood that, hey man,
yeah,
these dudes are just crazy right
yeah,
now. They'll mature out of it. But today's women, I don't think they see it that way, and they're willing to run
yeah.
to the company and try to get paid. And if you
No,
open the door for them to get that paycheck,
yes,
they're gonna take it. I would if I was a woman and
yes,
I didn't like where I was at in my
yes,
life. I would,
yes,
but
yes. Well, I have an example. I know for a fact that there are certain, and these are old. This is an older woman who schools the young women to do this so she get paid.
yeah,
And it's like, man, I mean, you low down. Now she's an older woman in her 60s, and she advises these young women to do this, so she get paid. You know, because like you say, anything, and you're right, disagreeing with you when you say we are at a point in time where everything is taken as offensive. Everything is. You smell good, I'm offended. You look good, I'm offended. Can I take you out? I'm offended. Well, god damn. I mean, what the? I can't do nothing. No, you can't. No, there's nothing you can do. And that is good advice to hold on to your job. Lead on. Like I said, especially the young sisters, because they can't take everything is offensive. You know. And now I wish I was wrong, because you would think, being a young woman, you would be more liberal. You would think, but no, no, they can't take it. Matter of
Well,
fact,
let me. Oh, go ahead, bro.
I was go ahead, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. I just want to read one of these chats. Liang Bentley says, "We're in a new generation of feminism."
Go ahead.
Yeah, 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 and that's a good thing, but it's also a bad thing when it comes to false claims and stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's a good thing when a woman can say, "Hey, this man did this to me," and they move on it right away, and it's true, and the dude did it, and then they handle it. Yeah, that's the good part. The bad part is a lot of these women, you know, put pump they put they pump stuff up on it, like the stuff with Cuomo. They pump a lot of it up. Now, the cupping of the breast, I wasn't aware of that until this morning. But other than the other stuff they pump, him touching somebody's back and him touching their stomach. Yeah, he should have did that. I'm not saying he should have did. He should have did that. But that's not something to kill a guy's political career over. At least that's the way I see it. Or him telling a joke, or I mean that, or him giving
No,
somebody a kiss on the cheek.
yeah,
I
no,
don't, right?
yeah,
I don't see that as a way to kill the guy's career. But like I said, like you said, we're in a new generation of
right.
feminism, and it has a spirit to front, and so it can just go and drive through anybody standing in this way, any man standing in this way, I should say, because I don't see lesbians getting treated this way. I just see men getting treated this way. But that's me anyway. Let's move on down the line, brother Jarvis. You have any other? Because I got another topic that we can talk about here. Do you have anything else to say about this topic that we're talking about here, the men in danger in the workplace?
You know, it's just a shame. You know, I the young women. I really don't. Like I said, you would think the younger generation would be much more liberal than this. You know, you would think. I mean, you know, you can't take it. I mean, even an aggressive man who because you know there's some of us who just like you said they really believe in the wear down method, or they're so full of confidence that you know she knows she want me. And it's like no, she don't. You
Yeah,
know, if she says she didn't, then she don't.
yeah,
You know, leave her alone.
yeah.
You
So
make her very uncomfortable. You just wear down. To me, the wear down method they use it because it does work. The wear down method does work on
it
some.
works with some people,
I wouldn't advise.
and it's
Yeah,
less
it does
likely.
work.
It does work, but you got to have the right person. It's less likely to work in today's world. It's less likely to work. I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I wouldn't tell a young guy to go into, if you see a woman, just go step to it. No, I wouldn't tell you to do that. I would say the maximum I would do is tell them, invite her to dinner and then talk to her. Don't talk to her on the work hours. Don't do it,
Yeah,
because you opening yourself up for a can of worms.
right.
Anyway, I made a video about this. Go look up the
Yeah,
Cuomo video where I went
yeah,
into how. sir. Oh, okay. Well,
No,
uh
no.
I went into some steps on how to keep yourself out of the Me Too movement. It's on the Cuomo. It's on the video where Cuomo is actually resigning live on air. So go check that out if you have any questions about what you should do and how you should handle being in the workplace. We're gonna move on. We got another topic that I want to cover. This is just a little something, something, but both of us need to be do this needs to be discussed because I see we are in a serious time right now. Okay, brother. The next topic is: are we in the last days according to the prophets? Do you think we're in the last days according to the prophets?
Wow, man, whew, that's a loaded question. You know, it depends on, I guess, how you grew up religiously. You know, most of America has been taught, when you say the last days of the prophets, when they read the Bible, they read that Bible as a literal book, you know, and the way we were taught, that Bible is not a literal book. In other words, when the snake came to talk to Eve, if you know like me, brother, snakes don't talk. English,
You're right.
Spanish, Japanese talk. The snake,
You're right.
the snake was a metaphor.
Okay.
It's not an actual snake. Like the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, you have to get your children away from the fairy tales. You have to get away from the fairy tales. That's not a literal snake. Or like in Revelation, it talks about or the dragon,
Okay.
you know, or the seven heads of the dragon. It's not a seven-headed dragon. It's a
Okay.
metaphor. It's the seven continents.
Okay.
All of that is a metaphor. So you have to re not only reevaluate, but you have to like stop everything you've been taught, especially in our community, the black community. You've been lied to,
What?
because growing up, every time you looked in the Bible, everything in that Bible was white. You don't see
What?
yourself nowhere in there. Everything they taught you, everything was white. Nowhere.
Man, what you talking about, brother Jarrett? What are you talking about, man? What are you talking about?
I'm just saying, you asked me a question. Are we in the last days? You have to. I'm trying to give me say last. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan taught us those last days. That's not you. You're not going nowhere. You don't have a time. The black man and black woman, you don't have a time because you don't even know your record. There is no with you. You don't have a time, but there is one on the planet who has a time. So when you say last days, it's talking about him,
Well,
not you. So
let
stop
me
including your.
let me before you go so deep, brother. And I think that you putting steaks on the plate and they need baby food right now. So let's talk about just the society that we living in. Let's limit it to that. Let's don't go into because you're gonna make them have to run and go buy about 4 or 5 different books the way you talking now. So let's stick to what the society that we're talking about right now. I'm talking about the American society. Are we in the last days of the American society or the world society, the society as we know it as world in the world?
I guess you can say yeah because things are changing so fast. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I guess we are. Because the thing, I
Now,
mean,
how? Oh, go ahead.
they going back to gold. You know, no, I'm just saying they going back sooner. They going back to gold. Gold. They ain't got enough. You're right. Food, wow, is going to become like gold. Water is going to become like gold. Uh, yeah,
That is the new goal,
I guess you
brother.
could say we're in the
That
last
wait,
days.
wait,
I mean, things are
brother,
changing.
but Jarvis. That
Yep.
is the new gold. Water is the new gold. Water is going to be the new gold. You know, yeah, Mr. Farrakhan said that. Water is going to be, well, he didn't say those exact words, but he basically, I'm paraphrasing for him. That's what's going to be the last great war, last great resource. That is going to be the new gold.
All that ocean. You can't just go get you some.
Huh?
Can't we just go get some? It's right there, right?
Yeah, but you can't drink that
I said
water.
all that water in the sea. Everybody just can't. It's more. Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
but you can't drink that water, brother. You can't drink that water. You
Yeah,
got to
that's
get
too
you some water
salty.
you can drink.
Yeah,
You can bathe
yeah, I
in,
know.
brother. That water's for going out looking at girls in bikinis, man. You got to get you some water where you're gonna be able to
Right.
actually drink it, and that's where it's going. That's where it's gonna get to. Let me give you my version of it. Let me give you my version of it. Um, my version of it is this. Yes, we are in the last days, according to the prophets, because we're seeing a lot of things now. I was reading, like I said, it was Revelations, I think it's Revelation 13:9, where it said, no man will be able to buy or sell unless they have the mark of the beast, the name of the beast, and the number of the beast. Well, that's pretty clear right there, man. You know what I mean? So they obviously saw a time coming where everybody had to be in agreement that this is how we gonna move. And if you're not down with that, then they're gonna tax you. You're not gonna be able to buy nothing. You're not gonna be able to buy no food. You're not gonna be able to buy no water. You're not gonna be able to buy nothing. And that seems like that's where we're at, because I'm gonna say the V word, the vaccination. They making it so if you're not vaccinated, well, New York already passed a law that says you cannot participate in any indoor activities unless you've been vaccinated, unless you can prove that you've been vaccinated. There's a little card they give you, and you show that card, or you show it on your phone, or they got another way they can look it up or something like that. But they basically, you have to prove that you've been vaccinated. Now, many of us were told don't take the vaccine. So what's going to happen to the people that don't take the vaccine? What's going to happen?
Is that a question?
That is a question, my brother.
Whew, we've yet to see. I mean, make it to where you have to take the vaccine. I mean, look at the NFL. The NFL told its players, if you're not vaccinated, you become infected, and know your teammates become infected, they not only are going to try to suspend you, from what I understand, but they're going to penalize you or fine you for that heavily for not being vaccinated. Now, what you're telling me is you're forcing me, and by law, you're not supposed to be able to force me to take or do anything. But that's what essentially that's what you're doing.
Right,
If I play for the NFL, you're telling me I have to be vaccinated.
right.
That's what you're telling me.
Yeah,
Either be vaccinated or don't get paid. Now, what
right,
about those in our society or our community or certain other communities who believe they're trying to scale back the population on the planet? And this may be a trick to do this. What about that? Is anybody going to address that? Is anybody
no,
going to talk about that?
no,
Talk about in certain circles? No. Wow.
no,
No.
no, brother. No, nobody's gonna talk about that. No, you all out here by yourself, brother. You and God. That's it.
The human.
Yeah,
Well, then
that's
I'm on
it,
the
brother.
winning team, right?
Huh?
And I'm
What you say?
as long as I got God, I'm on the winning team.
You on the winning team, brother. That's why I'm
God, I'm
telling
on
you
the
this,
winning
man.
team.
You on the winning team, man.
You know,
What if I take a spear to the
I
chest?
feel like Noah.
You did it for the right team. Feel like Noah.
Right.
How you feel like
Then
Noah?
you die on your post. I feel like no. Yeah, I was out there 120 years building some big old raggedy, rickety ship, and they laughed at him and told him, "Man, old man, crazy," you know.
Crazy.
And God told him
Yeah.
just keep building it. You know? So they told him that old man was crazy.
Oh
Out there by
man.
himself building some big old boat.
Yeah.
You know, but again, like I
Hey,
said,
you know what? You know what?
they're trying
Hey,
to force.
you think you hey brother Jarvis, you think you got it bad? Imagine actually being Noah. Actually being Noah and explaining what you're doing. Yeah, I'm gonna take I'm gonna get two
Yeah,
lions in here, and then I'm
yeah,
gonna get two giraffes, and they gonna look at you like you crazy. What are you talking about? They go to Noah's wife. Hey,
right,
you might want to get him some counseling.
right,
And he ain't well. That old man out there in the sun, he ain't right.
right,
He ain't right, man. And
right,
God just said,
right,
keep on working. I know they calling you
right.
crazy. Keep on working. Keep on working. So that's what we doing, brother. We keeping on working.
Yeah,
Even if we got one viewer, we gonna keep on pushing the program, man. Because we was giving this knowledge, we got to give it out, man. So push the program. But yeah, imagine being Noah, brother. Imagine being Noah, man. Imagine being Paul. You got to
I feel
repeat
like
Revelation. I
they,
saw a dragon, and then I saw an angel, and then I saw
right.
a, a beast, and then another beast, and then what are you talking about, man? They're gonna be like, hey,
Yeah,
Paul is hitting that marijuana stand too much, man. Y'all letting him hit that thing too much. Now he's talking about he got all these dreams and all of this and nah. Don't don't let that man go over there what do they call that place? The dispensary. Don't let that brother Paul go over there to the dispensaries no more. Cause he talking crazy.
yeah.
But you know what, man?
He's smoking something we ain't never smoked.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Talking crazy. But in reality, we was taught that prophets aren't these magical, spooky people. They can just do the mathematics and they can project the mathematics into the future. That's all they doing is projecting the mathematics into the future,
Right,
and they see when the time was gonna come where we was all gonna have to be on the same page, or the society ain't gonna let you, you know, ain't gonna let you like basically like Sodom and Gomorrah. Like now it's like Sodom and Gomorrah. Like Sodom and Gomorrah, you had to be a homosexual to be in that environment, or they wasn't gonna let you move in them. You have to be okay with homosexual. That you have to be like that now. Not saying there's anything wrong with homosexuality, but just saying, or let me
right.
say it this way. Not saying that it's then wrong for someone else. It's wrong for me, but because I don't subscribe to it. But I'm saying not that I got something against you, you my brother, but I'm gonna try to talk you out of it if I can. But if I can't, I can't. Okay, no problem. Do your thing. But I'm gonna try to help you to
Right.
see that that probably ain't what God wants for you. But if that's what you want, hey, cool, no problem, man. I'm not gonna have an issue with you because you homosexual. I'm not gonna have an issue with you. I'm just gonna see if I can, you know, tell you the way God wanted. And if you want it that way, then you want it. If you don't, that's fine. But my point is this: there's gonna be points in time where you're gonna have to you're gonna have to agree with what's going on. It's like the Roman Empire. They looked at you funny if you didn't have a wife and a little boy to play with. You had to have a little slave boy to play with. I mean, I'm just telling you the truth. If I'm not telling the truth, anybody listen to me, go out and
They
research the
made people.
Romans or research the Greeks and go see if I'm telling a lie. The Greeks had many,
Yeah, they made people first.
I mean, they had books and they had, what do we call that? Stories about pedophilia. Matter of fact, one of their best stories is when Zeus,
Right.
their god, saw a little boy. He was flying around the earth, as a bird, and he saw a little boy, and he fell in love with the little boy, and he took the boy away from his family so that he could be his little love slave. Am I saying something, Brother Jarvis? Am I saying something that's wrong? Because I know you can correct me if I'm saying something wrong. I say something that was inaccurate.
No, sir. As far as the history, I mean, it's documented. It's
It's
not. It's
documented.
not that it's undocumented. They did. Yeah. I
It's
mean, if
documented.
they think if they think you're lying, as they say, Google it.
Yeah, and they were
You can't. You don't have to make this up.
matter of fact, I'm gonna give you some real game. You got Valentine's Day, right, brother? You got Valentine's Day. This
Yes,
dude,
sir.
there's a saint called Valentine's, and this dude would have a day where
Right.
he had to sneak and marry heterosexual couples. This dude, the work that he was doing was trying to bring the society back around to heterosexual being the dominant situation. But he had to do it in secret. He had to take people into the woods and marry heterosexual couples. Man, you don't hear me, man. I'm talking crazy, man. See, I'm talking crazy. I'm talking crazy, man. I'm out here, we just talking crazy. But hey,
It's
the
documented.
reality, the reality of the situation is this is the reality of where we're at. You know what I mean? If in that time,
Yeah.
if you wasn't down with pedophilia, then they would throw you out. If you wasn't down with homosexuality, they would throw you out. So in this time now, you have to be okay. Well, not okay, but you have to be tolerant of different things. Not the pedophilia so much, but definitely the homosexuality. You have to be, and we shouldn't be trying to attack our people. We should just try to give them some information that may make their burden lighter if they accept it. They don't, that's fine. That's on them. But our job is just to give the message. What say you about all of that, Brother Jarvis?
Right. Like I said, going back to the question, are these the last days?
Are they?
Depends on how you look at it. And my question is always the last days for who? Who's trying to get on the planet? Now you can go in our community. There is no secret society that wants to rule the whole planet and get rid of everybody else. You don't even think like that.
Not
You know,
typically.
I heard right. I heard the Honorable Elijah Muhammad make the comment, or read he make the comment that you can't even fathom the evil that the devil thinks of. You
Yeah.
think that you know him, but you really don't know him at all. You don't know him. You think you do, but you don't. You have no
Well,
idea what he has in
that's
store
why I
for
say
you.
they can't see him.
None.
They don't know him like you
Mm.
said. They don't know him, right? It's three brothers walking with the devil, and God saw him, and they're like, God saw the devil right away. Hey, what's coming thou, Satan? They go, Satan? We thought this was J Rock.
Right. What? Yeah. Yeah.
Why you didn't tell us you was Satan? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You didn't tell
we,
us.
we picked him up along the way.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah, he picked him up, man.
Picked
He
him up
paid for the
along.
weed.
No.
He paid for the drink. He paid for the weed.
Yeah.
He even got me some chips. This dude is cool. God, like, nah, man, you rolling
Yeah.
with Satan. Well, that's us, man.
Yeah.
We don't know. We can't see
Yeah.
it in people. We can't see Satan working in people, and it's up to us, ex sinners.
Right.
Well, I would say ex sinners, but trying to be ex sinners, trying to get it, help other sinners get out of it,
Right.
brother. We got to be able to tell them, hey, if you see somebody moving in this way, then that's probably the essence of the devil on them, on their works. Remember, the number of the, the number of the
Sir.
beast is the number of what? A man. The number of the beast is the number
A
of
man.
a man. A
A
man
man.
or woman, but a man.
Right.
A type of person
Right.
that's going to be trying to push a certain program.
Right.
The number is 600,
Right.
6. So what's that means?
And 6.
That means
Right.
that we know that 6 is the number of unrighteousness. So you're going to be unrighteous in 3 different areas. They're going to be unrighteous in their spiritual connection to the God. They're going to be unrighteous in their behavior to God's people. And they're going to be unrighteous in what they say, right? Because if you go back up in Revelations, it talks about where the beast was slandering the God. He was just talking ish about God. So now he's going to be out of their mouth. It's going to be what they do. And it's going to be how they move. It's going to be everything that you see about them. It's going to be in an unrighteous fashion. But they're going to cloak it with religion. Oh, this is how we do it in Christianity. Oh, this is how we do it in Islam. This is how we do it in Judaism. This is how we do it in this and that or whatever. Whoop. They're going to cloak it. But the underlying thing is to get the people so that they can enslave the people. That's why each one teach one. We got to keep teaching, brother. What you say to that?
Right. You know, I've heard the Honorable Minister Lewis that the devil has made evil fair seeming.
Yes.
In other words, everything God say don't do, the devil say do it. And you think it's all right. You know, why you think it's all right? Well, he said it's all right. That don't mean it's all right. He's a liar. You know, they tell you that a little example that McDonald's food is nutritious. But if you eat it every day, everybody eat it every day gets sick.
It's sicker than sick.
But they tell you it's nutritious. You know? Right. But he told you it was nutritious. Well, it can't be after 30 days I eat it and I'm sick. No. If that's all I eat, there's something wrong with that food.
Right.
You know? So they make evil fair seeming. You know how many arguments I get into with it's mostly women. You know, why you don't eat pork? I said, well, that stuff will kill you. Man, pork ain't never on pork. That's they just told y'all not to eat it. They just told y'all that. No. Go do the science. Go do the research. Do your homework on pork. It's not good for you. It's a slow death, but it's death nonetheless. That's why you don't eat it. You know, man. But ain't nobody talking like that. But the Muslims, no. Go talk to the Jew.
Them crazy
He'll sell it to you, but he don't eat it.
Yeah, he will sell it to you, but he ain't gonna eat it.
He'll talk to the. He'll sell it to you, but he won't eat it. And why you gonna sell him something you don't eat?
Yeah,
what's wrong.
That's a
you
fact.
Know it ain't no good. You sell it to me though, huh?
That's a fact, brother. Can't deny that.
So, like I said, he makes evil. Right, he makes evil. I mean, you got, and then when I could tell him, well, you know, it is in Leviticus chapter what to eat and what not to eat.
Oh man, that's the Old Testament.
And that's one of the foods that
God say this. That's the Old Testament. That's the Old Testament. What you talking about? Don't you know, brother? Jesus came and wiped all that away. Jesus came and wiped that all away. You can do it. All you gotta do is cook it now. Jesus wiped all that away. All that. You ain't gotta throw the whole book away. The whole,
like you said,
Old Testament away. Yes. Jesus wiped that away. Wipe that slate clean,
Yeah,
brother. Wipe that slate clean.
yeah, yeah.
Ay, 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 man.
Well, ask
But
Jesus,
I think,
like you said a long
what,
time ago.
go ahead, brother.
Ask Jesus. Even if I burn this pork, can I? Does the microscopic worm that's in there that can make me sick? Does that burn him away? And you're gonna find out no. There's no. You can't cook that meat hard enough. You can't burn the meat. That
I
worm is
think what
still
they
in there.
said,
There's nothing
there's
you can do with pork. Burn that
1
microscopic
million,
worm.
they said it's 1 million worms per square inch. 1 million worms per square inch. A million, think about that, brother. 1 million worms per square inch. Let me give you an example, brother. Now this brother, I was working with this brother, not even religiously related or nothing. He was just he was dating this nurse. He was dating this nurse. And so the nurse gave him an assignment. The nurse said, because she was telling him how to eat. I guess she was telling in an old way how to eat to live. So he was like, yeah, he was telling her how he liked bacon, pork bacon. And we all grew up on pork bacon, of course. But um, she was
Right.
giving him the game, like, hey, that's you. It wasn't even got nothing to do with religion or nothing, man. It just had something to do with science. So she said, okay, this what you do. Since you like that meat so much, this what you do. Find a clean place on your counter in your kitchen. Lay 2 pieces of the bacon out. Take a marker and mark around the bacon and leave it there all day and come back and tell me what you see when you come back. So brother said, okay, out. So he went to work. And he's telling me the story, man. So he went to work, was gone all day, probably, 8, 10 hours, comes back home. Now he lives by himself, so nobody mess with nothing. Um, he comes back home. The bacon is across the counter. Bacon had been moved across the counter. And so he called her up and was like, hey, what happened? Did you come in my house? No, I didn't come in your house. Nobody came in your house. Well, nobody came in my house. What happened? He said, well, she said, what happened? Well, the bacon is clear on the other side of the counter. And she said, that's because of the vibrations from the worms. It's a hot day. The worms get active and they vibrate, and it vibrated the meat across the table. And he said, oh my God. Now, all meat has worms. So we're not going to say, oh, just only pork has worms. All meat has worms. But pork is the worst, and it was restricted for us not to eat. So as quick as we can, we should try to not eat
Right.
as much meat. But some of us need more protein than others, but that's what we should do. But that pork is just one aspect of, like you was talking about, how it's made to be like, hey, it's okay, you can eat that. But then they don't do the research to connect it to all of these different cancers. Because with the Elijah Muhammad said, that worm could live in your body for 27 years. He said that worm could live in your body for 27 years.
Right.
And he said it burrows up to your brain. He said it burrows through the spine up to your brain. Think about that, brother. You got something drilling its way up to your brain so it can take over your brain. See, but we ain't talking about nothing spooky, man.
Right.
This is just real stuff. But in today's world,
Right.
you got to watch what you eat. You gotta supplement what you eat.
Right.
Let me say that. You got to supplement what you eat because most of this food does not have the nutrition in it. I was watching this thing, man, one day where it was talking about how it showed about 100 of these people like Dr. Sabi and Dr. Bob Marshall and all these different natural healers some kind of way just disappeared or died unexpectedly. And a lot of them were young, man. A lot of them are young ones, not young people. They
Yeah.
just died. Why, brother? Why? How?
Right.
You think your government is so good that they wouldn't kill people to save the pharmaceutical companies? Man, the information that Dr. Sabi had, and
Right.
I know because I use his products and Dr. Bob Marshall, their products. They had good products, but there's a pharmaceutical company who
Yes.
make not millions, not billions, trillions of dollars off of the deteriorating health of the American people.
Right.
They want you to have something that's going to cure you.
Right.
Is that good business for them?
Right.
Not really. But I
No,
want you to think
sir.
about that. This worm could stay in your body for 27 years and just and accumulate and accumulate and accumulate
Right.
and accumulate. And finally, when your body can't resist it enough, here comes cancer. Here's another story.
Right.
This guy I know had a girlfriend, and he eventually married this girl. And this girl always, her mother left the house when she was probably 5 or 6 years old. Mother just deserted the family. She had her and her sister and her brother and the father. The mother just ran off with some dude and moved to a whole nother state. Left the father just gone,
Right.
right? So the father, he
Right.
got to work. He can't be there cooking meals, cooking breakfast, lunch, and dinner and all that. He can't do that. He got to go to work. So he working. So what he would do was he would leave them a food budget. Instead of them going to the grocery store buying food, he leaving you leaving teenagers a food budget. Where they gonna go? Where are they going, brother?
McDonald's.
Exactly. They're going to McDonald's, as my father used to say. They're going to McDonald's, right? And they're eating there every day. Or someone similar, right? So anyway, the sister grew up like that. So when
Right.
she ran into the cat I'm talking about, they got married, they had 2 children, but she still ate like that. She didn't cook. She didn't know how to cook. Nobody had never taught her how to cook. She could like toast bread or something, but she didn't know how to cook no spaghetti or nothing like that. Something you gonna that last you a couple of days, or you know what I'm saying? She didn't know how to cook stuff like that. So ultimately, she just kept eating out. Brother, her 33rd birthday, brother, 33rd birthday, they told her she had stomach cancer. Stomach cancer. And unfortunately, the sister died from it. Why? Because of lack of knowledge. My people suffer from a lack of
Right.
knowledge, man. Right? So we got to put these people back up on it, man. I don't care none of them. See what's gonna happen. What they ain't gonna be able to say is they wasn't told. Oh God, I wasn't told. See, I wasn't nobody
Right.
telling me that. No, it was people telling you. You didn't want to hear what they said. We telling you. You got to watch yourself. It's the
Right.
last days. You got to watch what you eating. You got to watch what you thinking. You got to watch what you watching on TV, on some of these YouTube channels. You got to watch what
Right.
you got to watch what's going in your main computer. If you want to get out of this thing and not suffer like everyone else is going to suffer, you got to watch what's going in your main computer. And that's what I'm saying about that.
Right.
What's your perspective on that, brother?
Like I said, again, most of my battles or most of my controversy it seems to most of the time be with a woman, mainly a black woman, who wants to talk about, I don't understand why y'all don't eat pork. Pork is good. It was good for you. After a while, especially after you can't eat that. Especially as you get older, you can't eat everything anyway. but you definitely can't eat that. You know, you know,
Some options.
pleasure. You can eat healthy and eat good. Healthy food, but you got out because it's not really offered to America.
There you
They
go.
don't offer healthy food to America that's good. Their
There
food
you
is
go.
always bland. They
There you
don't
go.
doctor it. They don't do nothing to just give it to you. But healthy
Yeah.
food can really be good. You know, I heard the Honorable Minister Farrakhan say it's to everything. Brother Clarence, there's a science to food. In other words, they
Yes.
have a whole TV network. They know America loves food. They have a whole TV network. You can
Yeah.
dedicate making healthy food good.
You said your kitchen is your
There's a
hospital.
science, and then healthy food tastes good.
Yeah. You said your
Yes,
kitchen is
sir.
your hospital.
Yes, sir. Master Farad Muhammad said that.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. He told the black woman that her kitchen is her medicine cabinet.
There you go.
That's
There
her
you go.
medicine cabinet. The kitchen is her medicine cabinet. You know.
Yeah.
But you tell a sister that today, boy. What you talking about? That's that old stuff. I gotta work. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. That ain't my medicine cabinet. He should be cooking. No, sister.
Yeah, man.
You should be cooking.
Yeah, man.
You should. Because you work,
But
should they help you out? Yeah, you right. What's the work? You right about that. But no, burden. Well, that's on you. You should be cooking. That's your medicine cabinet. It ain't his. He got his assignment. He got
yeah,
things he got to run.
yeah.
But that's your.
Well, the sad part about it is, brother, the
You
black
got.
woman has pretty much been taken off her square, man. She been kind of paid off to go into be involved with this little feminist movement, man, and it wasn't her fight. She was kind of like, come on, let's incorporate you, and so she got pulled into that situation. And unfortunately, now we're seeing the mass effects of it, where um, they just don't, they just not seeing that we need some of them. Yeah, it's cool, some of y'all at work, but some of y'all need to be at home so we can have somebody watching these children. We send them out to, we send them out to what the minister say,
Yeah.
the killing fields. We send them to the killing fields, right? As Mr. Farrakhan's code word for the public school system, right? But basically, he's saying that they're
Yeah.
not teaching them, they're not prepping them most of the time for the realities in front of them, that how they're gonna have to do if they're just gonna have to just to live a decent life. They're not being prepped for that situation. And so because I remember, like I said, remember I told you before, back when I was in school, you had home economics where they taught you how to iron your shirts, they taught you how to cook, they taught you how to balance a checkbook, they taught you how to buy stocks, they taught you how to do a lot of different things you could use in the real world. But our boy Ronald Wilson Reagan got rid of all of that. Got rid of all of
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, he got rid of all of that so that
Oh, yeah.
so that because to get the people more in debt, because so they you took that money that they was putting into the schools and put it into the savings and loan situation, and of course that debacle tore everything. But nobody, when they talk about Reagan, they never talk about the savings and loan debacle. But anyway, that's a whole nother topic. But the, let me get back to our topic, brother. Are we in the last days according to our prophets? Because we're gonna get out of here. Yes, in my opinion, yes. I think that the people are moving. The people
Well,
have such. Oh, go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
no, no, I was just gonna say, brother, you a lot of times on these movies, or a lot of times in life, I've heard Minister Farrakhan say that in our community, the black community, we don't even know the whole world is shifting right around you. Everything, the whole center of all this is right around the black community. You're the center to the. You really are the salt of the earth. We don't need. Do you know the Spider-Man, Superman, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, all of those characters, all of superheroes? That's you. They've taken your story, they've taken your struggle, and made it theirs. Talk about the feminist movement. When the white woman was, she took your fight for, uh, they called it being equal or whatever, in the 60s. She took
Yeah,
hers. In other words, that was your fight for equality, quote unquote. But like Malcolm X said, you never want to really, you don't want to be equal to him. But that's another story. So she took your fight and made it hers. She convinced you, meaning the black woman, join on with us because your fight is my fight. No, it ain't.
right,
I'm black. That has nothing
right.
to do with you being a woman.
Two separate,
I'm
two
black. But
separate
she took your
issues.
fight
Yeah,
and made it hers.
two separate issues. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Stan
But see,
Lee,
you're a
who
bad
was
person if you say
the
that.
creator
If I
of
say, hey,
Marvel.
you, if I say that what the white women, their struggle is different than the black woman's struggle, and it was just two separate issues that needed to be addressed, I'm a bad person because it should be all one, but it's not all one. Everybody was trying to get
No.
things from the good old boy network, but the black women wasn't against their men.
Right.
We was told that it's men, all men. Black men didn't have no companies back then,
Right.
not no major companies. But anyway, I digress. I didn't mean to interrupt you, brother. Go ahead.
No. Yeah, but I was just going to, conclude and let you know that, Stan Lee, Marvel comic books, he took your story. Most of his stories are about a struggling, quote unquote, superhero who's battling not only himself, but he's battling the whole. He stole your story. All those superheroes, they talking about you, meaning a woman. That's you. That's not him. He colored himself in it. And that's why you in there sometimes, like Black Panther. But you're not in there like you should be. But that's your story. He studied your community. And he see that no matter what, because you really are a superhero. You really are. You don't know it though. The black man and woman, you don't even know. You don't know you're a superhero. You don't know that.
We
Because see,
don't.
you
I
don't
tell you.
even know that. In order, go
Go
ahead,
ahead,
bro.
brother. Go ahead.
No, in order to stop these senseless killings, being pulled over by the police, and he's shooting you in your head, or he's shooting you in your back, or he's just shooting you for no reason. You know, if you know the devil understands is an eye for an eye. Now you start shooting him back in his back, and you start shooting him back in his head, then he'll listen. In other words, you can't come to the table and you got a pencil. He don't want to talk. But if you come to the table, he got a gun and you got a gun. They call that detente. Now we can talk. He'll talk then. You have to talk the devil's language, meaning that you are that superhero. They've stolen everything, even our stories. All that stuff that's in Marvel comic books, DC comic books, that's you. That's your struggle. They're talking about your community, meaning the black.
Well,
You're the superhero. You don't know it though.
brother.
Hero
Let's
wins,
let's
or the
let's
superhero comes.
go. Well, let's go into that on another day because I just want to touch these topics that
Yes,
we
sir.
got here today, and so that the people could um, you know, get an idea from two regular brothers who got their feet on the ground. It's not no people with, a million or 100,000 subscribers or 50,000 subscribers. Just regular cats talking and telling the truth. We ain't got nothing to lose by telling the truth, so we could tell it. You know what I'm saying? Got to worry about brand deals and friendships with other people. You know what I mean? We know that every white person isn't a bad white person, and we know that every good black person isn't a good black person. So we rock with the who's good, and we rock with who's righteous. And if they want to, if they want to assimilate to the truth, then we rock with you. If you ain't with the truth, we ain't rocking with you. So that is that. That's it. And I don't care what your sexual orientation is. If you rocking with the truth, we rocking with you. And so we rocking with the truth, and we ain't against nobody. We just gonna tell you, share some information with you. So that's it is what it is. Um, but Jarvis, you got any final words, final thoughts? Because we're gonna get out of here. I know you got to go, and I appreciate you stepping on the line for me, man. Appreciate you.
Oh no, that's it, big brother. I've said more than enough. You know, until next week, I'm good.
Okay. All right. So let me do one more thing. Let me give you guys the old school set. Back in the day, Erica Badu. Go and check that out. Listen to that. Got some good times there. And if y'all want us to discuss something, or y'all want to come on and discuss something, let us know. And we'll see y'all next time if ain't any other questions. All right, peace.